Hello my adorable squiblings, it is Katie here. Today I'm going to be unboxing a Sketchbox! Yay! So I thought that I was going to get 3 of them, and I still am, but I missed out on August's box. You may notice that I didn't upload anything to do with that in August, but this is September 2020's box and I'm really excited for it. And look at the art on this. This is gorgeous. I love that art. So anyway, today we're going to be unboxing that, finding out what's inside, and then we're going to be making an illustration to go with it. So if you want, join me, and if you do doodle anything while I'm unboxing this or anything, use the hashtag #squidoodlingwithkatie over on Instagram so I can see it. So anyway, let's get to unboxing. If you are interested in one of my 3 new washi tapes and getting it for free, join my vampire squid tier or higher over on Patreon to get one for free. These will be available in my shop starting September 28th. I'm going to have a humongous store update, so if you want to purchase one of these and you don't want to join Patreon, that's totally fine too. But anyway, here's a look at them, and I'm really excited because they just look so good. Okie doke, so we are graded with some Sketchbox paper. And yeah, there's all the supplies. So I'm gonna grab the cards out first. First off, we're gonna look at this gorgeous artwork. I think this was done with last month's box. Maybe this month's box, I really don't know. But anyway, there's some info on the featured artists this month. If you wanna check them out, there is that. Then we have the list that goes over what's in here. I wanna be surprised as per usual. So I'm just gonna grab and go. So the first item here is a marker pad from Borden and Riley. It is a Boris marker paper. It's translucent, bright white, smooth finish, 50 GSM, which is 13.5 pounds. It's really thin. There are 20 sheets and it's 4x6. So this stuff is really, really thin and semi-transparent. I don't really know how I'm gonna like this. I don't like thin marker paper, so we'll give it a good standard go, but I don't think I'm gonna do my final piece on this. Next up, we have something I think is kind of cool. It is a Sketchbox pencil case, and it's got like a little handle. That's really cute. You can push the bottom in to make it rigid, and then you push it back out to fold it. Ah, that's so cool. This is actually a really cool pencil case. I think that's one of the things I really like about Sketchbox is that they put exclusive stuff in here, but that's just me. So I feel like a few videos back I mentioned how I really wanted a kneadable eraser because I threw the other ones out because I thought a long time ago apparently I didn't need a kneaded eraser. Well, I wish I didn't throw them out. But anyway, so we got one. Whoop. Comes in this cool case and it's like wrapped. It is a Derwent kneaded eraser. Also, my case doesn't want to stay closed, which is really annoying. Ah! Next up is a set of Faber Castell. I think there are 6 pencils in here. It is the Castell 9000. So yeah, these are just drawing pencils, and it has HB, B, 2B, 4B, 6B, and 8B. So that's actually pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of drawing in graphite, but I always find that I like the art I make, so I'm not upset about that. Next up, we have 3 of the same pen. These are, what are these? These are the Uni Emote. They are a fine tip with a 0.4 tip. We've got 3 colors here. They're kind of like beachy colors to me. That's really cool. And then this is what the tip looks like. It's actually really weird. Focus camera. There we go. That's a really weird tip. But anyway, these are pretty cool. And I guess back in April, there were other ones that actually came with a little case. I didn't get that one, so I didn't get a case, but those pens are pretty cool. Then we have a Zig Calligraphy Pen in a 1.0 water-based dye ink, and then we have it in the sepia color here. So this pen's actually really cool. So I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it actually has a chisel tip, but it's like really fine. So this will be really fun to kind of play around with line widths. And then the last item in the box is a Copic Multiliner in wine. And look how pretty this casing is. Anyway, it is a 0.05, so it is super tiny. I actually have one of these already. It's really, really tiny. But I do really like it. I love the wine one especially because it's just a great color. So I'm actually going to get the box out of the way here, and I'm going to put all of these supplies in here because they'll fit, which I think is so heckin' cool. Okay, maybe this case won't fit. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. The case fits with a little bit of with a little bit of coercion. But anyway, I'm just going to lay them out here. Alright, here is a look at everything that was in the box. I think this box is going to be fun. I don't know what I'm going to make with it just yet, but I think it'll be fun nonetheless. Also, one other thing I missed was this cute little sticker. I love it. It's cute. It's weird, but it's cute. Alright, so that is the box, and I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to be doing some swatches, and then after the swatches, I'll do an illustration. So, yeah, let's just go get over and do that. Alright, let's get this pack of pencils open. As a first order of business, I guess that's not going to open it. Just stab it. Why? Even with nails, I can't get this off. There we go. Today's going to be a good day. Alright. Ooh, it's nicely matte. So let's take a look at the pencils on the inside. Ooh, they're really sleek. They look black on my camera, at least on my little viewfinder, but they're actually like this lovely green. And then I'm going to be swatching them out in this marker paper. Can't guarantee I'm going to like it, but we're going to do it anyway. So I guess we're just going to start with the pencils. So this one's the HB. I'm gonna write what they are. Derwent. Why? Why? They're not Derwent. That was the eraser. Suppose I can test out my eraser. Oh, it's so sticky. I love these. Ugh, they're so fun to just knead and play with. Anyway, just get that out of here. That was terrible, but I suppose the point of this isn't to like fully erase, it's to like dab it up. So I'm gonna actually take an actual eraser and erase it. Ooh, it's so bendy. Ooh, okay. We're already struggling today. This is Faber Castell. This one is the HB. I didn't write what they were, I just wrote the brand. Just put pencils. Then we've got B. My favorite character in Nier Automata, 2B. Then we've got 4B, which I have already broken the lead of. Six B. Apparently I'm not allowed to have very sharp pencils. And lastly, 8B. Alright, so here's what those look like. Okie doke. Next up, I'm going to swatch out these Uni Emote, or Emote. I have no idea how you pronounce that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So they're Uni Emote. They've got it, it's like really smooth on this paper. So Yeah, they just got a really fine line. Yeah. And this color is like really accurate. It doesn't look it on camera, but it is really accurate in real life. Then we've got this color. I like this color. It's very like turquoisey. And then lastly, we've got this sandy color. I wonder, are they water soluble? They are a little bit. Oh, that one really is. Okay, well they are a little bit. That's kind of cool. All right, so that's those. Then we've got the Copic Multiliner. Now I'm not going to use the one I actually got in the box. I'm going to use the one I've used before, just because I don't want the other one to dry out while I'm waiting on this one. So, but it's the same exact thing. Like it's the same size and everything, so. It's so tiny. And then lastly, we've got this really cool Zig Calligraphy pen that is super fine. So you can do various line widths with it. So you can get the really thick line, you can get a really thin line, and I think you can get something kind of in between. But I think it's really cool. I don't know, I like it. And it's a really nice like brown sepia color. And then as far as swatchable materials, that's it. So yeah, we've swatched out everything. And then of course the kneaded eraser, which can't really swatch out, so I'm not going to. And of course, since this is marker paper, it's not going to bleed through to the other side. But yeah, those are the colors. They're very muted, and there's a lot of thin lines going on here, so it's going to be really interesting to make a piece. I feel like these are just going to be like additional colors that I add in later, with the pencils being the main star of the show. But we'll see. I'm really excited to create something with this, to be honest. So I am going to be sketching today because we do have sketching pencils, and I figured it would be the best way to show them off. And we do have a lot of pens, and I'm not sure how I'm going to incorporate them. I do have a general idea of what I want to do. I want to do something mushroomy and something fall themed because these colors are really like autumnal, and of course, like I mention all the time, my theme over on Patreon this month is Mushroom Tea Party, and I kind of just want to draw mushrooms, so we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna be starting with my HB, which is the lightest pencil. These go really dark, and I don't actually like to go dark on my sketches, and I really just kind of want to draw a portrait. I feel like I do at least one of these a month. I love drawing portraiture, and so I don't see why I should deprive myself of it. But I want to make this a little different, and I want to make her wearing like a little mushroom cap almost. I don't know how this is going to translate yet. Maybe I'll have it like upright like this, and you can see the underneath of the mushroom. But I also want it to flare out so it's really cute. That's kind of the point of starting early. I do have this kneaded eraser, and if you have a suggestion, let me know, but I'm having an issue with it. Like, I let it warm up in my hands and stuff, but every time I try to knead it, it does this. And it's really sticky, and it's just, I feel like I've used multiple kneaded erasers before, and they do not, like, they're not this bad, so I feel like I may chuck this one and buy some other one, or maybe even just wait for another art box to send me one, because we all know I'm going to keep getting art boxes, so I think I might just do that. But I'm not going to be using this in today's piece, which is kind of sad, but I don't like it, so anyway. So yeah, I have an idea of what I want to do, and you're going to see a lot of trial and error here. Actually, I think I might set it a little lower if I'm going to have the underside showing. Maybe keep it just as tall, but I think that works. There's a lot of lines here. May even curl the ends up. I think that would be super cute. I don't know. We'll kind of figure it out as we go. I may scrap the hat altogether for the time being, because I actually don't like how it looks right now. I think it looks strange. Anyway, we'll just put some little dots. These are supposed to be dots, just really messily on here. And then, yeah, so I do want to talk to you guys about something while I sketch, because I really don't have anything else to say outside of, oh, this is the pencil I'm using, and da-da-da-da-da. So, I know I mentioned it earlier in the video, but if you are interested in getting a free washi tape, head on over to my Patreon. That expires in September. So if you are wanting a free washi tape, all you have to do is just be a part of the Vampire Squid or even a higher tier, and you will be guaranteed one for September. So yeah, that's before September 30th. Another thing I want to tell you guys is that I'm having a humongous store update. I'm talking charms, stickers, sticker sheets, pop socket pre-orders. I'm going to be doing some merchandise for this year's ink. Well, I'm calling it Inktober, but I'm doing Vamptober over there. So if you are interested in getting anything for pre-order, anything for just to buy, I'm going to have a humongous update coming on September 28th. I don't think there's a specific time, but yeah, currently my store is closed, so if you try to access it, you're not going to be able to get into it. But yeah, super huge store update, and I'm very excited about it because I feel like I haven't updated my store in such a long time. However, there will be no Patreon exclusive rewards on there, so if you missed out on Patreon stuff, of course, you will not be able to get that. I may eventually add some Patreon prints to there later, but for the time being, I am not doing that. I feel like she's like a little, like, forest nymph. I don't know. I haven't gotten very far yet, but maybe, like, the mushroom cap is her head. That's actually not a terrible idea, and I kind of like that idea, and maybe I'll have some mushrooms growing out of her. Alright, so, yeah, I think it'd be fun to make maybe some mushrooms growing out of her. Maybe she, like, is a mushroom person? I don't know yet. I think that'd be cool. So, like, she could have some growing out of her shoulders. I'm just being, like, really loose with this, and thankfully mushrooms are just little triangles, so they're fairly easy to kind of throw in. And maybe we'll have some, like, there's like these mushrooms that they grow like sideways. They're kind of cool, actually. Like, they grow on like tree stumps and stuff. And I really like them. I think they're really, I love mushrooms in general. Like, I don't like to eat them because I think they don't taste great. But I love looking at them. They're so pretty. And they're so magical. I don't know what it is, but they're just so magical. And then maybe we could make, here, I'm going to make like a giant like ruffly pattern. Maybe we'll make like the top of her dress like a giant chanterelle. And I'll just like fan it down and do some lines. Again, this is super sketchy. I'm going to lighten this very much. And then I'll just do that. I think maybe I might make these multiple chanterelles because it kind of looks really strange just being like one. It looks like I'm constricting her a little too much. But anyway, yeah. And then maybe I'll make a little one down here for like her arm. Maybe it's like a little sleeve. That's kind of cute. I like that. Okay. I haven't drawn her mouth yet. So I'm gonna grab that. I don't know what expression I want to do. She kind of looks sad almost. She looks a little melancholy, but I think she's cute, so we're gonna go with this. I'm gonna make this a little more off to the side. Maybe she's like a little mushroom witch. I know that's not 100% what I'm going for, but maybe she's like a little mushroom witch. Alright, So here's my little sketch. That actually did not take as long as I thought it was going to take. And I'm going to lighten a lot of this up because a lot of what we're doing is pencils. And I'm not so great with pencils. Like, this is my sketch. Like, if I had, like, other colors I was using that weren't just pens, I would be going directly in and outlining this. But alas, I am not. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I just, like, start dark and go for it without lightening anything. I know I want her eyes to be the darkest part because I like them to be, like, the focus. That looks so dark on camera! I have like a little bit of glare, so I can't tell 100% where I'm at. That's the worst part, I think, about working in graphite with studio lights. Ah, she's so cute! And then I wanted her to have like these like whimsical eyebrows because, I don't know, they're just, she's a magical creature, so I would just want her to look a little different. Or maybe she's not even a her, maybe she's a they. I think I might make her a they. Maybe they are non-binary. I feel like that would work because they're a mushroom. I like that. Okay. And then I'm not going to go into 6B with the nose. I think I'm just going to do B because I really don't want the nose to be like ridiculously prominent. Same for the mouth. Like, I like the mouth, but I don't want it to be like, boom, in your face. Actually, I'm going to erase the nose and mouth because I like them, but I don't like where they are. There we go, I like that more. Alright, let's darken this up. But yeah, pencils. Pencils are probably not my least favorite medium, but I only really ever use them for sketching. So making a whole piece out of them it's not like difficult because it's definitely doable. It's just not my favorite thing to do. And I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. I need to remember to save some parts of the artwork for actual line art. What I might do is pick out some pieces and line them like over the pencil to give it a little bit more depth. Not 100% sure yet, but that's what I'm thinking. And I keep saying her probably because I decided that they were a she in the beginning, so I need to remember to say they because they are not a binary. I think I'm gonna throw my eraser. I think I'm gonna lighten up inside this little cap under here because I want it to kind of melt a little bit. And I'm not making ears, but I also want to add these lines under here for their hat. I don't know, I still haven't decided if it's a hat or if it's their head. Then I'm actually going to outline it in this really dark, like, I'm almost using this 6B as a fine liner. But of course, it's erasable, so that's nice. And then I am also going to erase the inside of their cap. Because I scribbled in some little dots, but I don't want to keep it that way. And then I think I'm going to go in with the 2B and flesh out these mushrooms a little bit more. I'm just making some, just like a cluster of them really, just to kind of add some mushrooms. I like it in their shoulders, which sounds really strange, but it's like it's growing out of them, but yet it's also a part of them. I suppose you can interpret it how you wish, but that's kind of how I interpret it. I'm gonna put some in the back and then bring that shoulder down. And I don't want the exact same amount like on each side. That's the same thing with these little, I don't know what they're called, the little shelfie mushrooms. Shelfie. And then I'm gonna erase a lot of this only because I don't like the look of it, but I like the idea, if that makes sense. So I want to go back in. I'm gonna bring their shoulders all the way down just so I can figure out how I want to do this, and then I'm going to just kind of section off their body. And actually, I don't want to give them a prominent chest, but I'm just making these wavy like chanterelle lines. Honestly, I think that's what I'm going to do. Instead of making it tapered down at the bottom, I think I'm just going to make the dress or shirt or whatever we're going for here just wavy at the top here with the lines, the vertical lines going down. I think that'll give like the essence of a chanterelle mushroom. And then we'll do the lines later, but we've got the essence of it, so that works. And then I'm going to go in with my pseudo fine liner and I'm going to just kind of give a brief little outline to this little wavy part here. And I'm going to make their shoulders a little more prominent as well. Like, I'm imagining the rest of this dress, like the sleeves are like really puffy and they kind of like flare out, and then this is like a little tight bodice or something. And maybe they have shorts on the bottom. I think that would be cool too. Anyway, I'm not drawing the rest of it, so you know, there's that. I'm gonna add in a little hint of eyelashes, because you know, everybody can have eyelashes. But I may smudge that out just a little bit later. I'm not quite sure yet. Is it bad that I just kind of like it like this and I just don't want to do anymore? Probably. Anyway, I want to add a little bit of color. Now again, the thickest liner I have here is this one, and it's that little tiny like chisel fine liner. It's really weird. So I need to find my swatches. So I swatched them out in the book. They gave us the little paper pad, but I'm weird. I really don't like thin marker paper, so I decided not to use thin marker paper. This is interesting. So we have a really interesting color selection. We had a couple of browns and this like lovely wine color. I love this color so much. And I think I want to pop that wine color just kind of in and out. So here, I'm gonna move my swatches. You don't really need to see those unless you want to. And I'm not honestly sure how much this is gonna make a difference. I may even just do like some brief shading like that. But the majority of this piece is certainly going to be black and white or gray, however you want to see that. It's going to be in grayscale. So I'm just going to add little pops of color here and there, really. That's what I feel like I am really able to do, and that's kind of it. Like, especially because of the pins, like they have some really tiny tips. I'm also going to keep this off to the side because I don't want my nib to clog up with graphite. But I think this will look good. I think I want to get some color in here first so I can have like a jumping off point for when I start to shade things. Because I'm going to shade things. At this point in time, I have no idea at what capacity I'm going to shade things. I don't know if I am going to just like go ham and shade everything, or if I'm just going to do like a little bit of like brief shading. Yeah, I have no idea yet, so I guess you'll find out when I find out. But this probably will take a little bit of time, so I'm going to speed this up right here because I'm going to get quiet. I know it. I know me. And then I'll come back whenever I'm done just blocking out a little bit of color. Alright, so I'm going to let this dry. I actually decided I was going to do a little bit of the this pen with some water techniques, so I'm going to let this dry and then I will come back and add a little bit more texture because that hard line is really, really strong. But I wanted to go ahead and do some shading on this piece. And I wanted to start with the eyes up here. And again, this shading is going to be kind of boring because I'm not doing a ton. I'm literally just going to be going back and forth throughout the piece, adding a little bit of highlight and darkness as I go. And of course, you know me, I'm going to come back and add a gel pen later on. just because, well, I can. But some of the the really dark places that I want, I'm going to go in with this 6B pencil here. And I'm just going to kind of lightly mark out where I want the shading and the highlights. More or less where I want the shading, not the highlight, because the highlight will be done by not doing anything. And I definitely don't want to go overboard. I do want to do a little bit here and there, but I don't want to go overboard. And then I'm going to shade the sides of the face here. A little bit under this cap. And then a little bit under the mouth. And I don't have anything to blend it out with. So I guess I'm just going to use ye old finger because I don't have anything to blend it with. Ye old finger works just fine though. And then anything that I want to pull out, I will do so with an eraser. So like for instance, a lot of this down here got too much shading, so I'm just going to go in with a really like little corner of my eraser here. And I'm just going to pull it back out. I definitely don't want to go overboard with shading, but I always find myself never going dark enough. So there's that. I don't think I'm going to blend all of it because I do really like the texture that I get when it comes to like blending and stuff. Really quick, I'm going to make these dark. I think they'll help accentuate her face and kind of pull them out from the back because I felt like they were just a little bit too back there. And I'm currently using a 2B pencil just to darken up some parts. But yeah, I'm certainly not great when it comes to value shading. It's something I really want to get better at, and it's something I really have to practice at because you can't just get better by wanting. So I definitely need to start practicing value shading a lot more. And so I'm kind of glad for this box in a way because although it's not my favorite to work with per se, it is nice to have it to fall back on and give me a little challenge and a little push and a little practice. Because I definitely don't think that looks bad. There are definitely areas that need a little bit more, and we'll come back to those as we go. Like this forehead could use a little blend outage. And it went a little too far here, so. Because certain parts of this forehead, I don't want that dark. A little dark is okay. A lot of dark is not. And I am currently only using a 2B. I'm going to go in with darker later, but I just want to get these initial values kind of planned out, if that makes sense. Blend everything kind of into each other. Nice thing about graphite though is you can erase it. It's nice for pulling out highlights. Because I mean, yeah, sure, I could use a jelly roll if I wanted to, or a Uniball Signo, but I really don't want to have to do that. Alright. I'm gonna go in, not with that one, I'm gonna go with my 6B. I think 6B is probably the darkest. I'm gonna go on this piece. I'm gonna come in under this neck here and give it a little bit more shading here. Because this is gonna be one of the darkest areas just because it will be shadowed by the neck. Or the head. The neck will be shadowed by the head, that one. I'm also going to outline the rest of the face here. Come in right here, just give a little bit extra darkness. Just to pull some of these shadows out. Also going to darken up some parts of this mouth here. also using the viewfinder of my camera just to see if I'm doing okay. I don't personally think I'm doing that bad of a job. But I also don't want to overwork it, so I think I might stop a little lighter than I expected to. And that's fine, because I don't want to mess it up. I actually really like the way it looks. Of course it needs gel pen, because you know me, can't do anything without gel pen. But for the time being, it looks okay. And I'm not going to lie, I have no idea how to shade just like a regular chest. So there's that. And then I'm going to outline these little stem stalks. Actually, I think I'm going to add a little bit of color to them. I didn't really think about it, but I think I'm going to. I also really like how messy this looks. But I think we know by now I really like the messy look. I've definitely been into it a lot more lately. It's not only is it fun to do in art to be messy, but I like it. I don't know, I feel like my art looks good in messy styles. I don't know. It's probably just me. Anyway, I'm gonna go over these little stem stalks with a little bit of this like tan color. And then hoping this is dry now, it feels dry. I'm gonna go over it again with this chisel. Kind of just want to do like these messy lines. We'll see. I can always go back over it if I don't like it, so. And then I wonder what happens if we do this. We just throw some water on it. And then like I could add some white to it and it would look super cool. I think I'm gonna keep it like that. Of course I need to let it dry, but I like it. It's so messy. But I'm actually really liking this piece. So, and I think I like where it's at. There's a couple things I want to add really quick to this bottom lip here. Just want to flesh it out a little more. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it done in just a sec. I want to add a little more shading to the chest. Just kind of darken it to show like there's a dress here. No peeking. No peeking. Anyway, it's kind of random. I don't know how to shade a chest. That's something I need to work on, I guess. And then I'm gonna just kind of like line art the rest of this really quick with this 6B. Just to make sure I have all my lines all as dark as I want them. Because like these eyebrows definitely got lost. And then yeah, I think I need to look at it not in the graphite here. Pick it up a little bit. I think I'm gonna call it done. And add some gel. Ah, looking good. I want to put a little heart in the eye. Ah, my Uniball Signo does not like graphite. It also just doesn't like me. And then because I never used this specific color of pen, I think I want to draw some just like little tiny butterflies. Just kind of chilling. I'm only going to do outlines because I honestly don't feel like doing anything more than an outline. But we're just going to do some little cute ones. Alright. I think I'm going to call this piece done. I really like this piece. This was a fun box. It definitely wasn't my favorite. I liked the last Sketchbox. I got a lot better. But this one was fun and I did feel like it was cohesive. I'm just not a big fan of getting like just a bunch of thin pins. But again, that's just my personal preference. I do really love the art that I made and see, that's my thing. I always really love the art I make whenever I do pencils, but I hate doing pencils. So take with that what you will. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me because of course I loved hanging out with you. It was super fun and I just want to thank you for always being here. You guys are awesome and you make my day. I hope you guys are having a squidoodly awesome day and I hope that you are staying safe and happy and healthy wherever you are. If you're not already a part of our cute squid pod, you can subscribe down below. I also have social media in the description below as well. And until next time, my adorable squidlings, toodaloo!